Betsy DeVos, the U.S. Secretary of Education, is preparing to issue new rules which apply to sexual assault cases on college campuses. And these new rules show us that without a doubt, Betsy DeVos is absolutely an inhuman monster. Here is what these new rules are going to call for. They would reduce liability for universities, tighten the definition of sexual harassment, and allow schools to use a higher standard in evaluating claims of sexual harassment and assault. That's not even the worst part. I'll get to that in a moment, but let's talk about this for a minute. We've discussed in the past that Betsy DeVos wanted to redefine what sexual harassment and sexual assault was. And part of the redefinition is that if it doesn't necessarily hinder a student's, a woman's ability to go to classes or go to events or whatever that is, you know, then it's not really harassment. It hasn't hindered her life. It hasn't screwed her up. So she's fine. That's not even harassment anymore. We don't even consider it that. As for reducing liability for universities, if it doesn't specifically take place on that college campus, then the university has no authority over it. It's not their problem. They don't have to deal with it. They don't have to count it in their rape statistics, which could affect whether or not more students want to come to that college. So the schools technically, under Betsy DeVos's plan, are going to get a free pass to kind of cover these things up so that prospective students don't know how bad it really is on campus. Here's the ugliest part. It would guarantee the accused the right to cross-examine their accusers, though it would have to be conducted by advisors or attorneys for the people involved rather than the person accused of misconduct. But they get to be right there. They get to be a part of it. So, say you're a dude on campus. Let's just create a random name for a campus guy. Brock Turner. Sounds like a good generic college name, right? So suppose you're Brock Turner and you go out there and you rape somebody. She comes forward to the university with the allegations that this happened, and then you get to have your lawyer, you feed him the questions, and he sits there grilling the poor young woman who's already been victimized once, now gets to be re-victimized by the man who helped destroy her life, by a college and university and even an education department that doesn't believe her. This is sick. This is twisted, and this is the Trump administration at its finest. This is what they do. And this is exactly what we could have expected from a cabinet member who was appointed by a man who's been accused by more than 19 women of this same kind of conduct that Betsy DeVos is trying to let college students off the hook for. We don't even need these rules, honestly, because with the way it works already, the men always tend to get off scot-free. You know, Brock Turner, like I mentioned, gets let off because, we don't want to ruin his future over one stupid mistake. What about the woman? What about the woman whose life is ruined, who's going to have nightmares for the rest of her life, PTSD flashbacks of that horrid event? There's too many cases of that happening every single year here in the United States. And Betsy DeVos, the monster running our Department of Education, just made it easier for the accused, for these horrible people out there doing these things. She just made it easier for them to be let off the hook.